Hi, Lynn, the practicing crafter. I hope you're doing well today. I had some leftover air dry clay, and I really just wanted to get something completed with it and get it out of my craft stash. So I did roll out and create several different things. One of those being these fun little tags to add to a gift. And the thought is that these would be for some type of bottle gift. A nice bottle of olive oil, balsamic, anything that's in a bottle. A nice bottle of wine, champagne, maybe a nice growler. So, anyway, I just started making these and I enjoyed making them so much that I really just wanted to share this project and this process with you. Let's just get started. As a side note, any supplies, products, and colors are listed in the description. To get started, we are just rolling out the clay. I'm using a fondant roller with a thickness ring. Next, we are just going to use some letter stamps and permanent black ink to stamp on whatever word you want to use for your charm. Using a repurposed small biscuit cutter or cookie cutters, we are going to cut out the shapes, and then just to add some interest, just find a few things around your house that you can use to stamp in to add texture. I used a doorknob that I have in my stash, also a chipboard, just different items like that, just to add a little extra texture. Then we are going to add a hole at the top. I'm using a needle tool to do this, and we're just going to let these dry. Crayola suggests 72 hours, but these are pretty thin, so you might check them at about 48. Now they are dry. I am just adding a coat of gesso to get them ready for painting. We're going to let this dry for about 20 minutes. Now I love these liquid acrylics for this project. Just start out by adding it to the texture areas. And then I will just use my paintbrush just to spread it around a little bit more. Let's do that. And I usually add a little bit of water to my paintbrush. Maybe a little too much right there. And I'll just start working it out of the crevices, getting that extra little bit out of there. Make sure we have everything covered really well. We've gotten all those crevices really good. And I'm just going to just blot that off a little bit. And we'll set that to the side to dry. I'm going to use this orange on this one, I think. I'm going to add just a tad bit of water just to get that to move a little better. This is just a folk art multi-surface acrylic paint. So let's let that one dry. We're going to use this purple, which is also just an acrylic paint, to do this one. Again, this is a folk art multi-surface paint. And let's just start by, let's try this and see what we think. Put a little bit of water on there to start. And that. Now let's just go over this and see how we like the coverage. Let that dry and see what we think. So now we have these, and we are just going to embellish these in some form or fashion. And most of what I have used just to create these was a variety of things. So I did use some antiquing. I have used some gold and silver paints. And I have even used some of these multi-surface paint pens. Let's just jump into these one by one. I have some water and a rag. This is going to be similar to this Give Thanks. And the way that I created this look was using a little antiquing. So I'm using Folk Art Nutmeg, which is an antiquing medium. And actually, I'm just going to take the top off. So we are just going to apply this medium to our surface, and I am just adding it all over. I'm going to do the top half first, and then I'm just taking a rag, a lint-free rag, and I am going to wipe away all of that additional antiquing. And you can see where it just leaves that nice, that antique just falls right into those grooves and just provides a really nice look. So let's just keep going. I am just taking a Sharpie. I'm going to darken this up just a little bit. Not 100% sure what I want to do with this one yet. So let's just think about that. I was thinking about maybe painting this heart silver. Maybe. So what if we take a little bit of our sterling silver and we do the same thing that we did with our nutmeg on the pumpkin. I am going to just give this a once over, similar to what we're doing with our antiquing. I'm just going to let that silver hit the high spots. Just doing this a little bit at a time because this is actually paint. This is not meant to be an antique medium, but we are going to treat it like it is. And let's just wipe that last one off a little bit. And we are going to make this one heart very silver. So let's just gingerly put this heart over. Smaller paintbrush would probably help this. I'm going to let that dry. You can see where some of the paint chipped on this edge, but I am rimming this with gold anyway. Otherwise, I would just go back and fix that. But since I was going to put a gold edge on this, I didn't see an exact reason to duplicate those efforts. And I am bringing my paintbrush just over that edge, just so that you can make out that little edge around this token. You could really just you could do anything. There are so many things you could just do with this. So I just encourage you to figure this whole thing out and do whatever you need to do to make it yours. I am just going to try to sweep this over this one and keep the purple that I initially put down in those crevices. I'm going to try to stay away from those. So let's just see if we can do that. Lightly rubbing that paintbrush on the tops. And just let those purple embellishments just, no, I don't know if that's my favorite or not so far. But we're just going to keep working. If we can make it our favorite, how's that? Not your favorite in the beginning, see if you can somehow make it your favorite. Just sometimes just continuing down that road of exploration, working through your process. Once this is good and dry, I am going to give it a coat of something. So I've got ModPodge just as one more protective layer. And for this one, just based on the look and the pumpkin, I'm going to use ModPodge Super Matte just to give it a nice coat, just to give it a nice seal. We are going to use a coat of this ModPodge Super Matte. If you have not heard me say this before, Super Matte is my favorite ModPodge sealer. Normally, most of my projects call for a matte look, and the ModPodge Super Matte really, I don't know, it just delivers. It really delivers. So let's let that dry. And I'll use different Mod Podges depending on the look that I'm going for. So this guy, this Jingle Juice, I am going to maybe use now I have not used this before, so this is totally experimental. We're going to see how it works out, right? So this is Mod Podge Mega Glitter, and I have had it in my stash for a while. And I think I'm going to use that as a top coat for this Jingle Juice. So let's see how that goes. Let's see how that's going to work out for us. Oh my goodness. I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see what that looks like when it dries. But that certainly looks like it should go on some Jingle Juice, don't you think? So, yeah, I'm kind of liking that. All right, let's put that to the side to dry. I think I'm going to use Mod Podge gloss to seal this one. Nice seal on this. I need to clean that up a little bit. The other thing is, and I don't know if you've noticed this, but you can see where it's going in that hole, and I certainly don't want that hole to be any smaller, so I'm just going to clean that hole up a little bit and make sure that it is ready. So let's put that one to the side to dry. Now I have a story. This one is actually for a friend, and we do play different games together on a regular basis. And when this particular friend, I won't name any names, Ken, when he wins, it's usually because he might have cheated. But can't be 100% sure. I've never caught him, but I think that may be the key. So this is for him. So, Jingle Juice. I love Jingle Juice. I think it's so cute. And I am just going to, actually, I feel like I'm kind of losing the Jingle Juice. We're going to outline that with our Sharpie. Again, just for good measure. So we have a coat of ModPodge on the front and on the back, just to protect that a little more. And now we are going to move to some next steps of adding whatever element we are going to use to hang these with. So from my previous examples, you can see I used a hemp cord, or you could use twine. I used this stretch cord, which is in gold and silver, and I also have clear. Let's see, I have some silk cording. And then I have wire. Wire is a neat little element to add to that. I really like the wire. Actually, I think this is my favorite. So anyway, that's what we're going to do. We're going to grab some beads, and we are going to grab whatever thread element we're going to use. So for this Jingle Juice, I'm actually going to do it similar to the cheers right here. Let's put these others out of the way just for a moment. And this one is a little different in that I am not threading the wire through the same way as I do the ribbon. So the wire, I'm actually just bringing through the front of this to act as a hanger. Add a decorative element. I'm just going to take this wire and I'm going to just start twisting it. I'm going to use my fingers at first to twist this until I just can't twist it anymore with my fingers. And then I'm going to bring in my tweezers just to twist it again. If you have ever worked with wire, you do know that it can bite sometimes. So I've just added that into there. We've got this. I actually like this wire. I'm not even sure what gauge this is. This is just something I happen to have in my stash for, I'm sure, another project that was completed. I did not get it, and I didn't use everything. I actually like it probably better than the floral wire, but I do think that that is going to be really cute to hang from a wine or beer, probably. You could probably hang this from a nice bourbon or a nice scotch or something like that. There we go. For grateful, I have got some hemp cord that I can use, or I also have twine, so I could actually go either direction with that. Maybe that should probably be enough for this project. So I am just going to take my cord, twine, whatever, ribbon. I'm going to fold it in half. I'm going to take this end and just push it through the front. I like to go through the front of the piece. Then bring these two and just go through that little loop, just like that, and just tug on it to tighten that down. Now next, just to add another decorative element, I am going to bring in some beading. And I have these wooden beads that I purchased at a thrift store. I'm looking for something that just kind of I don't know, just fits, if you will. I do not want one of these beads that has these large holes because I want that bead to help secure that onto where it is. So let's see if we can pull one through. And let's see if we can get this other piece through. This could be difficult. Oh, I got it. So this one had a pretty small hole there. And that is just going to actually help me secure that little location right there. I could bring something up the side if I wanted to. So let's just twist that into place. I don't know if that's going to work. You can see this is not working out very well for me. So let's just, I'm going to cut this at an angle. We're going to see if that's going to work any better. And let's see if we can get this bead to go up in here. Nope. That one's not going to work. I'm trying to set an example and I'm not doing a very good job here. So this one actually has a little bit of a larger hole. Let's see if we can make this one work. Come on. We're able to get that one. So we could bring something in like this to where it's just going to add, I don't know, a different element of beading. And let's see if we can make that happen, Captain. Ah, got it. I'm just going to even this up. I'm just going to take this and I'm just going to tie this off. I'm just going to tug, cut, and then we have this guy that is ready to hang from a nice balsamic, a bottle of olive oil, whatever we want to hang that from. So what have we got next? We have Sante. So for Sante, probably actually for the next three, I'm either going to use black cording like this, black silk cord, or I'm going to use the silver cord, the silver stretch cord. Let's see if any of these, we think we can get this cording through any of these holes. That's the problem, is some of these holes, this cording just will not go through. I'm going to use my needle tool and I'm going to see if I can actually just, oh, I did. I pushed that right through. I'm going to bring my cording up the same way and we are just going to tighten. All right, and now we want to find something fun to add to this one. Let me see what else I might have over here that would match. I have these plain silver beads. This could be neat. Let's get one of these. Let's get one of these to start. Let's see what that looks like. So I'm just going to put one cord through at a time. Number one. And let's see if we can get number two through there without any help. And we did. Good job. And so I've got that. And I'm actually going to, I think I'm going to see if I can tie this off. Let's see if we can just tie it off. Look there. Just tie a little knot right there just to secure that. You need to remember, we are just doing these things together. So if you have any suggestions or any tips of what you might do different, I welcome your opinion. I would love to hear what you have to say and what you might do different. So I think that looks really neat. Yeah, so now we're just going to tie this off at the end. And I am just going to trim off the edges. Now for this one, because it is the silk cording, I am just going to burn these edges just a bit to solidify those so they won't ravel or anything like that. So I'm just barely hitting those with a little bit of heat. And so now we have our Sante. All right, what do we have next? So I'm just going to take this and I'm going to put that through here, through the front. And I'm going to take these two, go back through here, and pull that out. Actually, I think I'm about finished up here. And I want to thank you for joining me for this project. And I do hope that if you decide to do something similar, that you will share your results with me on my Instagram or Facebook page. If you like this video, I hope that you will give me a thumbs up and maybe even take a moment to subscribe to the channel. I'm going to keep working to finish this last one up. But until next time, I hope that you have a great day, that you get out there, create something fun, make it yours, and just enjoy the process. Bye.